Let's talk about one of the biggest, most frustrating parts of the modern job hunt, that invisible wall you hit after you submit your application. In this explainer, we're going to break down step by step how to build a resume that not only impresses a recruiter, but actually gets seen by one in the first place.
So let me ask you something. When you hit apply, who do you think is on the other side? If you're picturing a hiring manager sitting there with a coffee, carefully reading every word, well, you might be in for a surprise. The truth is, there's a bouncer at the door, a digital gatekeeper you have to get past first.
And that gatekeeper? It's called an Applicant Tracking System, or ATS. It's basically software that does the first round of cuts. It scans your resume, looking for specific keywords, skills, and even the right formatting. Then it scores you and ranks you against everyone else. Getting past this filter isn't just a step, it's the first and most critical hurdle of the whole process.
Now, this might sound a little intimidating, but don't worry. This isn't about trying to outsmart a machine. It's just about understanding how it works. So over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through the exact blueprint for a resume that makes both the robot and the recruiter happy.
All right, let's get right into it, starting at the very top of the page, your header. It's the first thing the ATS tries to understand and the first thing a human being actually sees. You've got to get this part right.
First things first, your name. Make it the biggest thing on the page. Use a bigger font, make it bold, make it impossible to miss. Right underneath, list a few professional titles. And this isn't just your last job title, okay? Think about what recruiters are actually searching for. Things like digital marketer, content strategist, SEO specialist. Load it up with keywords. Finally, your contact info. Keep it super simple. Email, phone number, and maybe your LinkedIn URL. That's it, nice and clean.
And here's a huge pro tip for you. Skip the headshot. I know it feels like it adds a personal touch, but photos, logos, fancy graphics, they can seriously confuse the ATS software. It can cause the system to read your resume all wrong, or even worse, just kick it out entirely. When it comes to the ATS, simple is always better.
Okay, header's done. Now we get to the good stuff, the actual story of your career. This is where you really make your case, starting with that professional summary and then your work experience.
Your professional summary is your elevator pitch. It's your 30-second commercial. You've got, maybe 2 or 3 sentences to grab someone's attention by quickly highlighting your years of experience, what you're great at, and what you bring to the table. And let me tell you, this little paragraph is prime real estate for packing in those important keywords. Now let's talk about the work experience section. This quote right here, this is the golden rule. You have to stop using passive phrases like responsible for. Instead, you want to lead every bullet point with a strong action verb and, this is the most important part, whenever you can, use numbers to back it up. Numbers tell a way more powerful story.
And check this out. This comparison just makes it so clear. The before says, responsible for marketing campaigns. Okay, that tells me your job description. But the after? Led 5 marketing campaigns that increased user engagement by 15%. Ah, now that tells me what you actually did. It shows your impact. And that right there is exactly what both the ATS and the hiring manager are dying to see.
And of course, the basic formatting has to be perfect. No getting fancy here. You've got to list your jobs in reverse chronological order. Most recent one goes at the top. And for each job, make sure you clearly state your title, the company's name and location, and the dates you worked there. This standard format is exactly what the ATS is programmed to look for and understand.
All right, you've told a great story. Now it's time to back it all up with the hard evidence. We're talking about your education, your skills, and any certifications you've got.
So, just like your work history, list your education with your most recent degree first. Easy enough. Next, you need a dedicated skills section. And trust me, this section is absolutely critical for the ATS. And finally, if you've got any relevant certifications, don't bury them. Give them their own little section so they really pop.
So if you only take one thing away about this part, let it be this. Your skills section is not one size fits all. Before you even think about applying, you need to read that job description like you're studying for a test. Find the keywords, the software, the specific skills they mention, and then make sure those exact words are in your skills list. Customizing your resume for each job isn't optional anymore. It's how you win the game.
So there we have it. We've built this resume from the ground up, thinking about the software and the human reader every step of the way. Let's do one quick final check to make sure all the most important pieces are in place.
Here it is, your final checklist. You got that clean, easy-to-read header? Check. A short, punchy summary that hooks them? Check. Work experience that's all about action and results with numbers to prove it?
Double check. A skills section that's tailored perfectly to the job description? You bet. And finally, your education and certs, all laid out nice and clear. If you can say yes to these 5 things, you are in fantastic shape.
You know, the goal here isn't just about beating some bot. It's about creating a resume that's so clear, so compelling, and so full of impact that once it gets past that digital gatekeeper, it convinces the actual human on the other side that you are the one they've been looking for. Now go get that resume ready.